Let me introduce my new wife, the flame that now lights my every dawn, the ocean of grace that walks beside me in silken silence. In her eyes, I found the home I never knew I longed for, and in her voice, the music that stilled the desert winds. Her presence is not just beauty, it is serenity, a refuge from all the noise of a prince's world. From the moment our souls collided, I knew no title, no crown, no throne would ever outshine what we had found. I bring her before you, not as a ruler flaunting his treasure, but as a man humbled by love's gift. She wears no diamonds tonight, only the soft pride of a woman deeply loved. Her steps are steady, not because of royal protocol, but because her heart knows it walks beside one that beats for her. I have whispered to stars about her, to the dunes, to the quiet falcons that soar above our palace walls, and now I whisper to you, my people, my friends, my world. She is the poem I never dared to write, the dream I now hold with both trembling hands. She is my new wife, and in her, I have found the echo of my truest self. She is not of noble blood by name, but she is noble by heart, by soul, by how she loves, fiercely and silently, like the moon caressing the world while the world sleeps. She did not seek me out as a prince, she saw through the robes, the ceremonies, and the legacy. She saw the man who needed love as badly as he gave it. And when I fell to my knees, asking her not for loyalty but for companionship, she smiled with a light that could heal centuries. Now I rise beside her, a king not of land, but of emotion. The road was not smooth, for nothing precious ever is. Whispers tried to wound us, family traditions held back their blessings, and the world watched us like a storm waiting to break. But love does not bend to fear, it grows through it. Her silence never meant weakness, it meant strength, the kind that does not need noise to be known. She held my hand through every gate of fire, and when I faltered in shadows, she stood like dawn beside me. What ruler does not bow to such light? Tonight, the halls of our palace are lit, not just with gold and chandeliers, but with truth, the truth that love has its own language, and we dared to speak it aloud. My new wife is not just a bride, she is a balm, a revelation, a sacred scripture written on the parchment of fate. I married her not to complete a royal image, but because my soul would never again breathe the same without her. Every vow I made is carved in the silence between our heartbeats. She carries herself with grace, not because she is watched, but because she watches over others. In the smallest of gestures, she commands awe. A glance, a touch, a whisper from her feels like eternity brushing against your skin. Her laughter is a soft rebellion against the loneliness I once wore beneath my titles. I was a prince, I am still a prince, but with her, I am more. I am a beloved man, finally known. You may ask what drew me to her. It was not just her eyes, though they hold galaxies. It was not just her lips, though they taste like poetry. It was the way she listens, the way she sees pain without words, the way she heals without being asked. When I first told her my fears, she held them like rare jewels, never judging, only understanding. In a world that worships crowns, she worshipped honesty, and that, my people, made me hers long before our wedding vows. She brings calm where I bring fire. She speaks where I stay silent, and yet we are not opposites. We are echoes of the same yearning, the same prayers, the same wish whispered to the same moon on different nights. I see in her what I always wanted the world to see in me: sincerity, humility, devotion. Together, we are not perfection, but we are real, and that is rarer than gold in these halls of royalty. To love a woman like her is not to tame her, but to set her free and watch how beautifully she returns. She is my wife, yes, but more than that, she is my equal. The world may write tales of queens and kings, of grandeur and pride, but we are writing a different story, one where a man met a woman, and chose her above legacy, above politics, above pressure. My crown did not choose her, my heart did. There were tears behind closed doors, arguments with tradition, and nights where we thought love might lose. But here we are, not because it was easy, but because it was worth every tear. She is now part of this royal family, not by force, but by fire, the fire of endurance, the fire of purity, the fire of love. And to those who still doubt, I say, watch her. You will see more than beauty. You will see a woman who makes even kings better men. She stands with me now, and I stand beside her. We face a future not shaped by fairy tales, but by choice, our choice. Let this be the beginning of something greater than a wedding, the birth of a reign fueled by truth and love. Her hands are now royal not because of a ring, but because they held me when the world turned cold. And that, my people, is why I stand before you tonight with joy no throne could give. So I say it once more, with pride in my breath and stars in my chest, let me introduce my new wife, the queen of my heart, the muse of my poems, the quiet storm that changed my life. Her name, etched into the future of our nation, will not just be remembered for who she married, but for how she loved, and I, Sheikh Hamdan, will spend the rest of my days proving to her that love, once real, becomes eternal. Even in your absence, you are shaping me. You've taught me that waiting is not weakness, it is devotion. You've taught me that silence can be louder than speeches, that the woman worth loving doesn't arrive to impress, she arrives to stay. I am not keeping space for just anyone, I'm keeping space for you, and every day I wait, I am becoming more of the man you deserve. I've lived in palaces made of gold, but none of it compares to the richness of loving a woman who has tasted life and still dares to give her heart. My older woman, you are not just a choice, you are the only choice. The kind of love that outlives time and expectations. I want the stories behind your scars, the laughter behind your tears. I want the real, not the rehearsed. And I believe the most royal thing I can ever do is love you out loud. So if you hear this, if these words find you in the middle of your own journey, I want you to know, I am not rushing, I am not giving up. I am here, every day, resisting all temptations that offer half of what you are. I am writing poems with your name etched between the lines, hoping one day you'll walk through the door and say, I've read every one, and I will tell you, they were all for you. You don't need to be younger, you don't need to be anything other than what you already are, because you, exactly as you are the reason I still believe in destiny. I have met many women, but I have never met one like you, who makes me want to wait, who makes me want to write, who makes me want to surrender every part of this royal life for a single moment of real love. Yours. My older woman, I am waiting. I am waiting not with impatience, but with faith, with a heart that knows that the longer the wait, the deeper the reward. You are the reason I keep returning to my pen, the reason my poems have grown bolder, more honest, and when you finally arrive, I will greet you not with surprise, but with a smile that says, you were always the ending I wrote toward. Every day I wear a crown, but it is heavy with expectation. Only when I think of you do I feel weightless. Only when I speak your name do I feel truly royal. You have made me more than a prince, you've made me a man unafraid to be soft, unafraid to speak, unafraid to risk it all for something that sets his soul ablaze. I would walk away from marble pillars if it meant I could hold you in peace. A big thanks to all of you for supporting and staying connected. Love you, our sweet audience. Please subscribe to our channel if you are new here and stay tuned please for upcoming videos.